Brothers and sisters and friends, this afternoon we want to talk about the ballot or the bullet. The ballot or the bullet explains itself. We have a fight that's common to all of us. We suffer political oppression, economic exploitation, and social degradation. Today it's time to stop singing and start swinging.
Hey, good morning. You're listening to First Sky Omaha in the morning. Man, welcome to a fresh edition on this Friday, the 6th, 2023. My name is Paul B. He's Buddy the God.
Hey,
How you doing today, buddy?
man, I'm doing all right. Feeling rested. Yeah, feeling good. It's the weekend. Of course, still having hard conversations in the community. But we're here.
Yes, we are here. I wish I was feeling rested like you. I'm
Man.
going to use a couple more winks, but I'm here and it is what it is. So,
Man, still feeling the effects of your birthday celebration, huh?
yeah, going to bed early is that's some hard partying right there for sure. I'm doing pretty good, and I appreciate everybody. It's just been a tough week with everything that's going on. Yesterday was a really tough day. Shout out to Precious McKesson, man. She got on and did a lot of live and a lot of posts, really kind of conveying what everybody's feeling about everything that's happened. Those of you keeping up with this stuff, there's been press conferences from Don Klein, Sheriff's Department.
Klein.
Yeah, man. Yeah, heavy days. But today is going to be a little bit of a lighter day because it is Friday. We have special guest Calvin Williams coming on today. He's going to talk about what's going on with Freedomtainment and all the events going on this summer over at the Malcolm X grounds. So that'll be good. And we'll talk a little bit about the HAPS in general because there's so many festivals and things going on, man. Juneteenth, Native Omaha Days, Joy Fest. Lots of activity in the Deuce, lots of activity on the north side in particular this year. And so I definitely want to talk about all the things and see what you guys are planning on doing. So good morning. Thanks for everybody joining us this morning. Leg Keister's in the chat, giving us a happy Fry. Yo, yip, yay, yo, yip, yay, yo, yip, yay, yip, yo.
Oh. My man, you got to put it on the screen.
Yeah. Y'all try this at home.
Yeah.
Pops gives us a good Friday morning. Mad love from Las Vegas. Appreciate you, Pops. Like Dynamite up early this morning said, good morning, y'all. It's Friday. We made it. We did.
Yeah, we did.
Julie Princess says, not happy, but not expected. Yeah, I'm sure you're talking about Don Klein's decision, which is par for the course for him. Nobody's ever at fault when somebody in law enforcement kills somebody black. It's a trip. Sean McCarthy in the chat. Say again.
Just gonna say it's always their fault.
Yeah. And all the pictures of anything that they ever did in their record gets shown up on the big screen. That's what it is, man. Sean McCarthy says, morning, everyone. Going to be a heavy day, I know, but before we get into that, how was your birthday, Paul? Hey, man, I'm surprised. I remembered that it was my birthday and had to count to see how old I was. So that's what's going on here. I worked, had some dinner, had some tacos, and came back home and went to bed early. So my birthday was great. Thank you very much. Appreciate it.
Hey, tacos, little rest. Man.
Can't beat it. Can't beat it at this age, bro. Can't beat it. Marlon Harrison says, good morning, First Guy fam. Also, RG in the chat early says, morning, y'all. I see Leia already got y'all up with the Friday Yippee Skippy. Yes, sir.
Friday Yippee Skippy.
Yes, sir.
I like it. I
got it in one try this time too. So that's what's up.
Oh yeah. No, you did well. I do want to give a shout out to Marlon Harrison in the chat really quickly. He shared a pretty interesting article on Friends talking about the Hollow Prize. You saw that, Paul? You checked that out?
I did. Yeah. Tell me about it.
Yeah, man. For those who don't know, man, very, very interesting article talking about how specifically Black Democratic mayors around the country sometimes get their teeth pulled, if you will, get all powers and authority swept from right under them. And it is very interesting with not only one, but two Democratic mayors in the largest cities in Nebraska, both Omaha and Lincoln, in Omaha specifically having a home rule kind of setup to where there is a lot of autonomy and power under Brother Ewing. Kind of interesting to see how this will play out.
Yeah, see the pushback for sure.
Yeah.
Shout out to everybody putting in work over at Friends of First Sky Omaha. Apparently, that's the place to go for everybody in town now when they want to know what's happening. So I'm glad that you guys are participating and that's being built in a big way. Shout out to Mark Manor, gives us a good morning, man. Appreciate you. Saw Marcy Yates over at Homer's the other day pushing his new album. I thought that was super dope. I was like, yeah, look at the worlds colliding. Culture House, Marcy Yates, Homer's. Yeah, get your record collection together.
Yeah, record store.
That's one thing, I'm not very judgmental, but if I come over your house and your record collection's bad, or you bit worse yet, you don't have one, I'm gonna talk about you. And we got thousands of listeners now. I'm gonna talk about you. I'm just saying, get your record collection together. Mark Manor can hook you up. Go over to Homer's and get down.
Man, get right.
Get right. Michelle Moreno in the chat. Good morning. Appreciate you guys jumping up this morning. Lots to talk about today, and of course, like I said, we got special guest Calvin Williams coming through talking about what's going on with the Freedom Festival 2025. So stay tuned for him. Marlon Harrison says, I honestly hate that Mayor John Ewing has stepped into foolishness when he gets into office. Yeah, that's kind of, to me, that's kind of the thing. Like anybody stepping into office is stepping into foolishness each time because, they felt the need to run to fix some things that were happening. So I think he's well equipped.
Good point.
And we'll see how he does. I think a couple people had their eyebrows raised a little bit when they read that he was keeping most of Stothard's cabinet. So we'll see how that rolls. But then again, Stothard hired a few decent folks. We just had Tamara Dwyer on, who was the hire from Gene Stothard. So we'll see how it works. Mark Manor says, we always stock Marcy's albums and a lot of local hip hop CDs. Yep.
Yeah.
You guys got a nice collection in there, man, for sure. That's what's really going on. Sean McCarthy says, it also didn't help that Klein's conference was immediately followed by Hanson's press conference. I wonder if that was on purpose. But several journalists were asking the necessary questions. I don't know if you guys saw Bill King in the press conference. We'll be talking about it. But shout out to Bill King for showing up, chiming up, asking some hard questions, trying to get some answers out of Don Klein. We'll talk about Don Klein's press conference coming up here. There's a lot of people that has put some statements out. Senator Terrell McKinney, the BAA put one out. So of course, like I mentioned earlier, Precious McKesson, put some respect on her name, was on Facebook Live, really kind of chiming in about it and expressing exactly how we feel. It was a hard day yesterday. So that's what it is. I meant to answer this before we got off last time. Black Dynamite was asking, is your song for Monday on Apple Music?
Yes. Spotify, Apple Music, Tidal, YouTube, wherever you find music.
Buddy to God, look him up. Yeah. Look him up.
Song is called Killer Hoodies.
So, the zeitgeist, man. Go ahead and spread that around. Let people know about that one, especially with our state poet Jewel Rogers on there, which is super dope. And plus, the song is dope. Yeah, man. Yeah.
Also, shout out to my guy Eric Uncool. He did the video. So
hey, that's Cuz right there. That's what's up.
Yeah.
All in the fam. That's what I love. I love that.
Yeah, try to keep it that way, man.
Like that a lot. Let's jump into a few community updates before we get going. There's a lot of stuff happening today. This thing is standing out to me, the state of emergency. Shout out to Tamika Renee, who's at NOC. What is NOC? That's
NOCP. North
NOCP
Omaha Community Partnership.
North Omaha Community Partnership. Right. So that's what's up. This is the state of emergency town hall that's happening. This is a call to action for our people of color who reside in Douglas County, Omaha, Nebraska, to discuss strategic planning. So that's what's up. I'd like to see the essential gathering place used for this type of thing too. 5001 North 42nd Street, essential gathering place. They're getting together. This is today, right? Yeah, the 6th at 5:45 to 8 o'clock. So join the meeting, spread the word, let your voice be heard. It's a good opportunity for everybody to get together and talk about some strategy when it comes to what's going on here in North Omaha, especially. So shout out to her for doing that and a few other things that's going on. We'll be talking about later that she's involved in. Man, shout out to Tamika doing the good work, man.
Getting busy.
Also, some news about this. This will be something that Mark Manor needs to know too. 24th Street will be closed for until their anniversary, June 14th. We're talking about Idle Vital. They put a notice out that said they'll be closed until June 14th. They've been there for a few years now, man. I think they're gonna have a big celebration about how many years they've been in that spot. But
Nice.
yeah, the 2323 North 24th Street uh, location will be down until June 14th. To get ready for that, you can always go to the Cass Street um, uh, spot to go get anything you need juice wise and all that stuff too from out of. I'm so glad they got a second spot out there on Cass.
Yeah.
So yeah, just wanted to mention that real quick for those of you that always wondering when it's open over there, which is happening. Shout out to Pastor Ballard, man. I finally got over there and got to be a part of something in the podcast studio that they got over here at Assembly of the Saints. Yeah, man, that place is off the chain, man. Coffee shop, gym, podcast studio, assembly hall. I mean, there's so much going on in that building. It's crazy. And as I was walking out, I'm kicking myself because I saw some babies out there. They were teaching babies how to plant some stuff in the yard out there. I forgot to take pictures of that. But they got a lot going on, man. This Untamed Summer is happening. Shout out to Sherman Wells with Untamed, Pastor Gary Ballard over there at Assembly of the Saints. This is happening every Sunday from 4 to 7. 20 weeks of summer fun. Definitely get down, man. There's food, mentors on site, guest career speakers. Lots going on here on these Sundays this summer. So catch one or two or three of them if you can. It already started last week and it's going.
Come through.
Come on through with it. Appreciate that. Yoga on the Deuce is going down. Shout out to IB Black Girl's been doing some real cool things. And every time I see what's going on the Deuce, I told you the Deuce is getting activated again in a big way. So this is what's up, man. Join us for Yoga on the Deuce, June 7th, 14th, and 28th from 7 to 7:45 p.m. Get down on that. Go to IB Black Girl and find out what they got going on because they got a lot going on. As a matter of fact, check this out, bro.
Man. Okay.
The summit coming up, bro. The summit. Keynote speaker Nicole Hannah Jones is going to be in town August 22nd. Put this on your calendar. IB Black Girl doing big things with this.
Hey, man, it's part for the course. They have you not just accepted? IB Black Girl does it big, man. It just is what it is. They just handed out $1 million. You know what I'm saying? Come on, man. They having the legends come through, like
big. For those of you who don't know who Nicole Hannah Jones is, she's an investigative journalist with New York Times. She's the one that's behind the 1619 Project, bro.
Yeah, man.
MacArthur Fellowship awardee, a winner of the Pulitzer Prize for commentary for the 1619 Project. This is huge. So stay tuned for this, and get your tickets early. I'm quite sure. I don't have any information on tickets or where or anything like that. You just have to check in with IB Black Girl from time to time and make sure that you keep up with what they got going on. As you can see, got lots happening.
Yeah, man.
In a big way. Calvin Harris will be here, so we'll be talking about what's going on June 14th, coming up at the Malcolm X Memorial outside Plaza. Of course, it's an all-day event. The first part of the day is going to be Juneteenth daytime activities for the kids, all kinds of stuff like face painting, raffle drawings. There'll be food. It'll be a nice day out there for the kids, and then you take the kids home to the babysitter, come back out for Silk and some other guests there. That's happening later on in the night. So, they always do a concert there as well and bring in like a lot of 90s bands and stuff like that, which means, grown folks can have a good time too with everybody else. So that's what's up. Tickets are on sale for this. We'll talk to Calvin Williams, who's behind this coming up today. And we'll talk to him a little bit more about this show as we go. So last but not least, the final show of the season is happening with the Senator Cypher. This is Monday. It's going to be at a special time on Monday. Will be on 4 p.m. 4 p.m. It'll be a special show that'll be dedicated to the Senator Cypher. They can talk to us about now that the session is wrapped, and they said June 9th might be the last day they have to go in and do anything at all. So they're going to be able to spend a little time with us at 4 p.m. that day after the session to wrap the session, talk about what happened and where we stand and what's going on. So final show of the season with the Senator Cypher. I'm sure they'll be back next season, but we're going to make this a special occasion here on Monday, June 9th, 4 p.m. You looking forward to this, buddy?
Yeah, man. Yeah. I'm actually, Yeah, I'm thinking about it as you're talking, man. Shout out. We'll be talking about it throughout the show, and of course, get into it on Monday. But some victories, some big victories, especially shout out to Senator McKinney getting his priority bill LB 48. Family's going to be getting some help. Resource centers coming this way. So, yeah, we're going to be talking about that throughout the day because families need as much help as they can get, man. So, big shout out to not only the senators Spivey and McKinney, but also Senator Roundtree, Senator Pastor Roundtree. Put some respect on his name.
Love it. I love it. That'll do it. We'll come back and talk about a few more haps a little later on in the show. It's come to my attention from some people who are frequent watchers and participators here at First Sky Omaha that it's been tough trying to figure out how to donate to First Sky Omaha. And I just wanted to show you guys this. That we do have a link tree. I put that link tree in the spot too. We haven't been doing too well hyping this up, but the link tree is a really good resource for you to go and be able to tap into everything that we got going on, including donations, special supporting by membership. There's also the store link there as well. So if you want to hit that and check it out, and we will be doing better with that. We kind of realized early on that that we haven't been too, we've been in here grinding, doing the work, just having the conversations and forgetting that that we need to promote this more. We oftentimes say First Sky Omaha, go to firstsky.omaha.com and hit the join button, but that's really all we ever say. So we're going to start providing you some links, some cash apps, all the stuff that everybody else is doing in order to support this a little bit better. And we promise we'll get better at it. But you can start by checking out the link tree on your phone or on the computer, any place that you are watching and checking it out. We'll always keep the link tree updated with a lot of things there too. You can also see a link there for Friends of First Sky Omaha. Take you right there in order for you to, put some stuff in if you catch some news and all that good stuff. So definitely check that out. No, we don't got exclusive content on the link tree. Not yet. No OF on there yet. Not quite. I mean, things is tough, but they ain't that tough yet. Where? Yeah, we'll leave that for the young folks. Let's move on, man. 7:17 right now. If you believe in the concept of time, buddy, what's on the agenda today as far as what we're talking about? What's the thread?
Man, definitely not exclusive content. Definitely not that. Not that. Man, that's hilarious. But no, we're definitely here to have conversations. As Paul mentioned, it is a Friday. We do have our weekly wrap coming up a little later on, so look out for that. But we're going to try to wrap up the week today here on the show. Of course, we got Brother Calvin Williams coming on, as Paul mentioned. We'll be talking to him a little later on. But still looking back, I mean, the last really 24 hours in itself have been pretty jam-packed. Looking back at some of the press conferences that went down, some of the more information coming out in the investigation of the murder, let's just call it what it is, of Brother Junidi Ibrahim. So talking about that, also a big shout out to Sister Tamika Meese, not only again doing the work as we mentioned earlier, but also helping the City View tenants. We've been peeping out what's going on with that situation, keeping a close eye on again City View, which has been mired in controversy over the last several years, if we're being honest, but just recently under receivership, and now news coming out that tenants are finally getting pushed out, being forced to move, given weeks again to the end of the month to move out. But exactly what does that mean? We'll dive into that a little later on. And then, of course, I do have some other thoughts, man. I do. We tend to thread things together, tie things together, and I am thinking of Freedomtainment. I mean, we're gearing up for Juneteenth. That's what this is all about. And just thinking about that in context of, everything we're dealing with. Like, even though we're still free, even though we're free, we're still fighting the same fights in a lot of respects. So just, kind of sharing those thoughts throughout the show. And of course, as always, we'd love to hear your thoughts on all things we're talking about. And even if there's something that we're not touching on and missing the base, please let your mind be free. Let your voice be heard. Jump into the chat. That's what it's about. In the meantime, between time, Paul B.
Yo.
What's the word, man? What's the word? How you feeling?
I'm feeling pretty good. Let's take a quick break, man, just to kind of reset, and then we'll jump into the conversation here. So stay tuned. We'll be right back. You're listening to First Sky Omaha in the morning. Paul B, buddy to God. No OF yet. Not yet. Things ain't that bad yet. Still got my shoes on. Going down.
Get ready, Omaha. Celebrate the 5th anniversary of the Omaha Freedom Festival, a love and laughter event. Enjoy live music by platinum R&B group Silk. Comedians HaHa Davis, Bubba Dub, and Skeet Carter vibe with DJ Chain. Hosted by Kenny Howell and Josh Jones. June 14th at the Malcolm X Outdoor Event Center in Omaha. Tickets available at OmahaFreedomFestival.com or in person at La Flores Fashion. Omaha Freedom Festival, 5 years empowering North Omaha. Celebrate 5 years of the Omaha Freedom Festival, honoring Juneteenth by uplifting North Omaha. Enjoy free family-friendly activities with music, art, storytelling, and vital resources. It all starts June 14th, noon to 5 p.m. at the Malcolm X Outdoor Event Plaza. Download your free daytime ticket now at OmahaFreedomFestival.com. For more information, call 531-772-0842. Join us to honor history, embrace culture, and empower our community.
Man, Calvin put a little funk on that track, right? Come on, Calvin.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, we'll be talking to him coming up. Stay tuned. Calvin Williams is going to join us, and we'll talk more about what's going on Freedom Festival. 5 years in, man, it's been a journey. I remember running into him actually at one of the meetings. I think it was a 360 meeting or something like that. Yeah, one of those meetings over there, Empowerment put down, and he talked about how Empowerment really helped him with what was going on with the whole DED situation to get some funds in order to continue these shows and the things that he's doing for the community. So lots to talk about with him, man. Not just about the shows, but about, how do you go about something like this? How you go about 5 years of trying to put a major show in North Omaha, on the grounds in North Omaha. So it's been a journey. I remember we started with him back in the day with the first one, and he took a hit on that. So it's just like any other business, man. He took a hit for the first few years. Didn't even really break even the first couple of years in order to get this show off the ground, but stuck in there. And here we are 5 years later. We'll see how he's doing. Well, the shows are getting bigger. The day events are getting stronger. The giveaways is getting more expensive. So sounds like he's doing the thing. So we'll definitely be talking to him coming up. But before we get in there, we do have to kind of get some updates on things that are going on in the neighborhood, of course, with the heavy day that we had yesterday. I see Wanda Lewis in the chat giving us a good morning. Appreciate that. Appreciate you coming on in. And yeah, let's get the conversation rolling here so we can get your feedback on a lot of the things that's happened. Were you able to see the press conferences and the things that went down yesterday over this latest killing by law enforcement? Did you see anything? What were your thoughts? We'll definitely start talking about it, but I'm gonna hand it over to Buddy to get the ball rolling. What you thinking over there, Bud?
Yeah, thinking about a lot of things, trying to make sense of it all, trying to tie it all together, and to be honest, just trying to stay sane. It's hard to see what went down yesterday, and the questions that you're left with, and not just kind of feel hopeless. I'll just be honest. What type of redress do we have to stop citizens and community members from getting murdered? Because we see in other instances where that's not necessary. Like you see where churches get shot up and the perps get taken to restaurants. You see where other situations happen where there's standoffs with police, whole standoffs where not only are individuals threatening the life of police, but threatening lives of other citizens, and they somehow still get to walk away, still get to see their day in court, still get to move forward. But yet in our communities, that's just not the case. I'm thinking of Brother Calvin Williams and the Freedomtainment, and yes, it's entertaining, and yes, there's the tainment side of it, but I'm also thinking of the freedom side of it. Here we are celebrating Juneteenth, or preparing to celebrate one of the largest Juneteenth weekends in the nation, and yet we're reminded of the fight that we still have to fight. And I will, give kudos, shout outs, and much respect to Brother Calvin Williams for taking it a step further and not just making it an entertainment event, but offering resources for the families. Because that's initially or essentially what this kind of conversation comes down to. There's an investigation. There's, quote unquote crime being committed. And what have we been talking about here on this show? Why do people commit crime? Because people are poor. Families need help. Period. And rather than getting help, families are getting lies, families are getting no support, and furthermore, getting harassed. And I'll start with the lies. Here we are Friday, as I'm sure a lot of people have been seeing a lot of press conferences, actually several press conferences, which is quite interesting, both from Don Klein and the sheriff's office, which, just side note, kind of further to me points out the dysfunction on that level. Why didn't they have a press conference together?
I think it was a coordinated effort. I think they did this on purpose.
Why? Why?
Yeah, it's good. I'm not sure. Klein had his decision. He wanted to leave it at that. He didn't want to. I don't think he wanted to dive into many of the details, even though he did show all the pictures of all the pictures that made out the young man to look like a criminal. He didn't really get into any of the details. Didn't show any of the body cam footage. All of those things happened, and then all of a sudden the sheriff came with their press conference, and they went through all the details. I think it was a coordinated effort between the two offices, man, to be honest. Not sure. I'm
Either
not
way,
sure exactly what their strategy is with it, but right.
right. Either way, there's still a lot of questions. And furthermore, the body, you show footage, like there's pictures being shown. But if you remember earlier this week, there's a report that the sheriff's office themselves said that they will show the body camera footage to the family this week. And yet here we are on 7:26 on Friday morning, and the family is still not seeing the body camera footage.
I did hear from Sherman yesterday, as a matter of fact, that they are setting terms for that. So the family is going to be able to see it. They wanted their lawyer to come and see it first, but now they're going to not allow the lawyer to see it. Yeah, there's a lot of stuff going on here with how they're setting up it being seen, and they're trying to mitigate some kind of backlash with it, I'm sure.
Yep. As far as next steps, hopefully sooner than later, the family will be able to see and they figure out this whole lawyer situation. But there is another investigation that is supposed to go down. Per law, when these types of instances happen, there has to be a grand jury situation. And according to reports, Don Klein says that there are several grand jury investigations in the queue, and he hopes to present and have an answer on this by September. So we're still months out from this actually coming to any type of closure. But I would like to urge, those in the community to continue to apply pressure. Shout out to Precious McKesson. Shout out to Sherman Will. Shout out to Kasim. Shout out to organizations. Even we've seen the Urban League and NAACP step up and release their own statement. So hopefully this pressure will continue to keep the eye on this situation. A lot of people feeling like it's a cover up at this point, kind of smelling like a cover up, looking like a cover up, a lot of questions being unanswered. So here we are.
Here we are. Well, I can say a whole bunch of things, but I would rather talk about what some of the people in our community are saying, because after this Don Klein press conference, people put out statements. Senator Terrell McKinney, put some respect on his name, put a statement out. Matter of fact, let me show it to you here real quick. He put a statement out just recently. If you happen to miss it, it's on Friends of First Sky Omaha. But basically saying Don Klein's decision to not charge Sergeant Jesse Ronk in the death of Janita Ibrahim comes at no surprise. This only reinforces the urgent need for a special prosecutor in the grand jury process. Time and time again, Don Klein has demonstrated a clear bias that makes it impossible for him to effectively and impartially present cases on behalf of victims and their families. This case is no exception. Unfortunately, he put out a statement right away. I mean, right after that press conference, knowing that this was happening. And it's a shame, and it is what it is. Also, the Black Agenda Alliance put a statement out as well. This is also on Friends of First Sky Omaha. Black Agenda Alliance is extremely disappointed, but not surprised by Douglas County Attorney Don Klein's decision not to hold law enforcement accountable in the death of Janita Ibrahim. So you can read the rest of that on Friends of First Sky Omaha. But yeah, statements coming out, people feeling like they're feeling. Shout out to Precious McKesson, who put a lot out on this yesterday as well, with the heaviness that she was feeling on it. And her new mission, man, she says she got a top 5 now herself, which is to get out the paint. And Don Klein is in that top 5. So Yeah, go back and check out her stuff. We definitely reposted it on Friends of First Sky Omaha to hear what she had to say. But everybody's feeling that way, most definitely. I started to watch some of this sheriff's press conference. Too tough, too tough. I'm gonna admit that it was too tough for me to watch the whole thing. Just couldn't get through it. I'm hurt by what happened to this family. Every time we talk about it, it is just what would you? It's just amazing how it went down.
Yep.
Shout out to Bill King. I said this a little earlier. Shout out to Bill King. He was in the room for Don Klein's press conference and asking some of the hard questions. He was kind of one of the main ones that was speaking up because he's wondering, like we all wonder, what was he there in the first place for? The decision to say that he was justified in deadly force. All talked about what happened when they got out of the car. They drove by, walked up to the car, so on and so forth. They still hadn't made it clear whether or not they made themselves identified themselves all the way. They are saying they did, but body cam footage that might tell us what was said. If you want to go ahead and do that, they did say the body cam footage had 30 seconds of audio missing when it came on, which I don't understand that tech. I'm always going to go back to that. What's up with your raggedy 1985 tech on body cams? I don't get it.
Recorded it on a flip phone.
Right.
On a flip phone.
I think it's real convenient. It's always blurry. It's always, there ain't no night vision on it. You can buy a $5 night vision camera on Temu, and you can never see nothing like you're supposed to see it on the body cam. You can never hear nothing like you're supposed to hear it on the body cam. What good are body cams for if you can't see the footage? What is it good for? So it was crazy. It was incredible. And to me, the bottom line was that, what was he doing in the neighborhood in the first place? What were you doing over there in the first place? Their answer was the brothers were posting stuff with guns earlier, and that prompted their investigation to go over there and find out what they doing with them guns. Everybody in Omaha got guns, bro. What I don't understand, like, why you think it's okay for you to go over to there because they got guns. Well, they were young people, and young people, things happen when young people have guns. So really, this is all about the in cahoots with this bill of detaining young people over stuff. All this is like a war on young people. You sitting down in front of his house, 2:00 in the morning. I'd had a gun in the car. Seen an unmarked car drive up with white folks jumping out on them. At least the flashlight gonna be on you. If not with, like you said, if not with a pistol on it, on top of that, you used to sit in front of your mama's house, 2:30 in the morning, and cops is driving by in unmarked cars. Come on, man. There's too much. There's not enough answers. The community is not happy about the answers that they're getting, and it always seems to be that that what they do is come on and say it was justified before the investigation is even done, or the grand jury is even tapped, or the body cam footage is even seen. How many times are we gonna go through this? I'll stop. Let me jump in the chat. Tony Johnson saying press conference was interesting. Community needs more media representation that can call out police and others' lies with statistics. They use statistics and other things to their advantage. Totally agreed. Heather Williams gives us a good morning, everyone. Appreciate you. Also, Tony Johnson said we should have been able to combat with live media showing the other side of the story. William King there solo not strong enough. Yeah, I totally agree. We needed way more people in that room for sure. And I got to give William King shout out because he was there in the room asking some of the hard questions. Sean McCarthy says Hansen raised a strange statistic about Douglas Sheriff's Office involved shootings over the past 25 years. 14 police shootings, of those 6 were fatal. Interesting. Sue Kessler Hagen says, good morning. If it looks like a cover-up and smells like a cover-up, it's sure that it's a cover-up. I hear you. Yeah. Sean McCarthy says, so in short, in the past 25 years, neither 50% of Douglas County officer-involved shootings resulting in fatality. Wonder how many of those people from our community. Tony Johnson says, comments on Senator McKinney's page for the statement was somewhat brutal. Man, I didn't look at the comments. Says, as much as we love social media, we need to post supporting comments and fight those attacking our very own on social media. But you may have a point there. I used to fight. I came into town fighting Channel 7 chat, and I was like, you know what? There's no point. I gave up on it. I just ignored the chat and decided to do this, build our own chat that's got some meaningful things to say in the chat. So it's tough for me to go back to be battling folks in the chat because there's so much so much trolling going on that you can spend all your time doing that. But It's unfortunate. I don't even know how effective it would be to go battle these racist people that come on and say brutal stuff on people like Senator McKinney's page. I just don't. If Senator McKinney ain't building a coalition of folks to battle back, I don't know if that's the thing for me to do. So, but you might be right, man. You might be right. It might be something that we have, the same kind of soldiers battling back on that battlefront. Who knows? Heather Williams says, stalking social media content, then targeting these young men. Yep, that's what they did.
Man.
That's what they did. Sean McCarthy says, Klein beginning the conference blaming the glorification of gun culture was also laughable. Didn't he just have a party turning Republican? Given how many young Republicans pose with guns on Facebook and even Christmas cards.
Come on, man. We just talked about Tactical 88 and the family-friendly events.
It gave me a flashback of Christmas cards with whole families, even the little girls holding AK-47s and stuff. You know what I'm saying? And nobody going over their house thinking they're doing nothing with it. Marla Harrison says, I honestly feel like if S goes down, then they are going to try to downplay it because the College World Series starts next week. Good thing to bring into context. What's going on in the city right now? I'm sure they act on some of those things for sure. Wanda Lewis says it was said that only one of the guns was stolen, and it was tied to the guy from Fremont. Yeah. Oh man, lots going on. I apologize, man. We got a special guest waiting in the wings. I had this brother waiting. We got caught up in this conversation here. Totally apologize. But as you can see, there's a lot more to talk about here with this particular subject, and our emotions are high. Yeah, very tough situation. But there's a little bit of relief and reprise coming from people who are doing the good work as far as we're concerned in this what we call the Love Supreme. Really kind of bringing the arts and the culture to the community, and this is one of the soldiers of that. And we'll go ahead and bring him in now, ladies and gentlemen. Calvin Williams is joining us this morning. Brother Williams, I gotta apologize, man. I kept talking and forgot you were sitting there, bro.
No, I've been, to the last couple of meetings, and it's been tough. People talking about, that situation that happened, and then when I was at the meeting this Wednesday at the Empowerment Network, the lady had talked that whose son had got killed at the place when they had the concert over in Iowa.
Man,
and that was kind of crazy because, she said, hasn't nobody really reached out to help her or her sister with anybody that was in the room except for one person and a room full of resources. So, that, wow. I can know that can kind of hurt,
Yeah.
Especially, everybody love their kids, man. I wouldn't know what to do if something happened to my kids, Yeah. I know I want to be peaceful and everything, but I just can't really say honestly how I would feel because I would be upset.
Right.
Because a piece of me gone and you can't get that back. So, I know right now that everybody got a lot of emotions out here because, these kids, they dying and it feel like that we getting targeted, as far as all these, I don't understand all these organizations like, that they said they have a squad that just monitors people,
right.
in North Omaha now. And I didn't understand. I'm like, why are you monitoring people? So it could be a working people. It could be, and then I didn't know for real. I didn't know Douglas County sheriffs had that much power.
They just got
when it comes to policing.
Yep.
Yeah. They just got some jurisdiction over here. It just happened. And that's why, and 3 days after that thing got signed, they was in here and the young brother got killed. So, yeah. So, a special squad they put together very recently and it already resulted in a death. So,
man.
And they're not coordinated. The OPD put out a statement said that they're not coordinated together on that.
And another thing I didn't realize is that a lot of the Douglas County sheriffs are police officers from Omaha that had discipline problems,
Right.
It's crazy, man, because it's like, I don't want to say that they like the Klan or nothing, but it kind of feel like that a little bit, like we down south,
Right.
I kind of get that feeling now in Omaha that when I get when I go down south. I gotta, you gotta be a little cautious down there, because the police, they kind of like a gang and they unregulated, but down there they got this thing called the Capitol Police. They don't wear body cam or none of that stuff like that,
Wow.
And I just think that what's different here about Omaha is at least we have some type of regulation, and then we have some when something happens here, at least people are gonna come together to find out what's going on, and they're gonna make a move, because the stuff that happened, like when they were showing Sherman Wells a lot last week, that was kind of interesting to me too, because I think we need disruptors, kind of like that, people that can move the needle a little bit. I don't condone like disrespecting our own people or nothing, because they were kind of hard on Willie a little bit. But I just think that he's a person that his gift is bringing people together, man, that don't usually coincide with each other to have them hard conversations. And I just think that these last couple weeks, it's been really hard on the community, because we gotta talk about that, and we gotta confront the people that are upsetting the community.
Right.
Like Don Klein. I don't understand. I don't understand nothing. I don't understand our governor. Especially with him not acknowledging John when he won. I don't understand the press conference when they announced how they, what happened to this young guy. But it wasn't nobody like on there that looked like us. You seen the governor, Don Klein, and then you seen Sheriff what's his name? Hanson.
Yeah.
And to me, man, that's what, when I seen that, it just automatically had me thinking of a down south Ku Klux Klan rally, because it wasn't nobody that looked like us. And then the people there are people that, they aggressive, because the sheriff in the meeting, he said that the unit is an aggressive unit, because they do, the fugitive task force, they serve warrants. So they, every time that I think they're going into a situation, they already got confrontation on their mind.
Absolutely. Yeah. They've been hunting.
And I just think that's upsetting, because I'm gonna just be honest. I mean, even the police officers that look like us, they couldn't even look us in the face. Because of how much emotion that they know, because they got to deal with the fallout after it's gone. And I believe right now we got good police officers that look like us in North Omaha. We got Ken Fox and all them other guys, Marcus and them, they really in the community trying to help out. But I know it makes it harder on them, when things like this happen.
Yeah.
It deteriorates all the good work that they do, no matter what.
Well, let me jump in, because I'm thinking, as you're speaking right now, I'm thinking about what just happened with this press conference. And you're right. Not a lot of them people look like us. It always feels like a report on what they did to us when that kind of stuff happens. But then I thought, they wouldn't have a press conference at all if there wasn't some pressure being applied. Those press conferences are in order to justify what happened to people. And the reason why is because they know there's people that got there people gonna hold them accountable. There's people that are gonna chime up on this. It could go a whole nother way. They can be doing stuff to us and not get on and explain nothing to us, because they don't care nothing about it. But I think the only reason why they do is because there's pressure applied. But and also something that you said earlier too, just about it's necessary for Sherman and disruptors and people to do things as well. Willie Barney's a person that's been bringing folks together like nobody else can, in a way to even have the conversations in the first place. We are here discussing things with the community, and you are there providing an alternative to everything that's going on as well. I see you part of this whole freeway. I call it the freeway now, because everybody got their own lane. And we can take that freeway and plow through cities, man. We can plow through places as a whole, and it's totally necessary with us. Our whole philosophy here is that everything we do is out of love. We call it the love supreme. We're a couple of artists and musicians ourselves, so we feel like bringing art and culture and people together is going to be the key. Your concerts and your days over there at the Malcolm X Memorial Foundation grounds, with the families during the day and all that, that's to me as much of a rally as any other kind of rally, because you bringing folks together with this idea of uplifting the community and getting together on some recreational stuff, on some stuff to some love supreme, some feel good. And so I just really appreciate what it is that you do, man, that you've been sticking with the journey. We was with you at the first one, and we know you didn't really make no money at all on that first one, and probably first couple. So the fact that you stuck in here for 5 years to the point where it's a staple now that Freedom Festival happens every summer, man, and it's the only festival that we have in North Omaha on this level. And you've kept it in North Omaha. You fought to keep it on the Malcolm X grounds. I just want people in the chat to know, bro, like the work that you've been doing, and just appreciate you. Just how do you feel? Where are you at now on this 5th year of bringing the day to us?
Yeah, I mean, this 5th year, it's special to us, like all the other years. But like you said, because this is our 5th year, and over here at Freedomtainment, we still surprised that people support it, but we know that it's needed a lot of times because, like you say, when things go happen in the community, people could come here, they can still, congregate with other people, talk about community stuff, but also enjoy, things that hopefully they can find some type of joy in,
It's a release.
This year, man, we got all types of stuff to engage people. We got the talent show, domino tournaments, a poetry contest, we always got raffles, this year we giving away washers and dryers, and Google products and bicycles. We always give away 40 bikes,
That's what's up.
And we got a lot, and we got a fireworks show again this year.
Hey.
The fireworks show always happens around 10 o'clock, right before the headline entertainment goes on. And I just hope, man, that people will really enjoy it because, like you said, it's been a lot of turmoil. But, I hope people come out to the festival. They celebrate their heritage, their culture. They come after the parade, go to the parade, come up to Malcolm X, and we enjoy it again. This year like I said, we want to make sure that the community keeps coming out and that we just doing our part.
Man, it's a revolutionary thing that you're doing, man. I don't look at it as just a show. It's twofold as far as just the right and the courage to be happy and to have joy and to share a moment even in the face of oppression, because that's taking our sons, killing it, coming into our community, killing all the things that we deal with, not providing us with economic opportunities. Like we seen how they handled the DED, how they handled that situation. That was intentional. The senators, when they created that bill, didn't have it to play out in mind that the way they did. That's why they created the Inland Port Authority. But anyway, I say all that to offer an opportunity for the community to have joy, especially in this moment, is a powerful thing, because they're trying to steal our joy. Beyond that, you're not just giving people opportunity to have joy, but an opportunity to tap in and to uplift themselves, as Paul mentioned, which is what I wanted to highlight and really ask about. I know you have giveaways and fun activities, but you also have resources that people can tap into at these events. I know you even have another event where you give jobs and things away. So again, can you speak to that? What type of resources people can expect at this event?
Over here, I've always kind of had told y'all that we disguise ourselves as a marketing, kind of like a marketing agency, but because we don't sell anything and none of the things that we do. Our goal is we want to connect people with resources and educate people. That's what we always been the mission ever since Freedomtainment was thought of how can we educate our own people, level up people, bring economics into the community, create jobs, and the festival, it does all that and more, for real. Every year we do the festival. I'm gonna keep saying this. We put a couple $100,000 into the Omaha community,
Wow.
Man.
And we create 19 jobs, about 19 jobs every time we do the festival. We pay, we pay in taxes. We the biggest company in North Omaha that put money into the turnback tax.
Wow.
Even though we don't receive it, we still put money in it more than anybody that's receiving it. And we bring in economics into the community because we have people that come to Malcolm X from all outside the state, come from College World Series, come from out, and then they spend all that money in North Omaha. So and that's what we tried to do. We tried to, with the free health services and everything, we've finally been able to bring corporate America to North Omaha, but make sure that they invest in it by, buying sponsorships and doing stuff like that. So that allows the resources to be free, because
can you give us a rundown of some of them resources? You said free healthcare. What else you got going on?
Yeah, like Charles Drew Health Center, Kenny McMorris, man, he really is a visionary. And I'm going to tell you that because when I first started this, man, you got to remember a lot of people couldn't see the vision because they just was like, man, it's going to be a bunch of people. They're going to be having a concert and all that. But Kenny, he understood when I told him, I said, look, man, you get a bunch of people together, a bunch of bodies together, you let them have fun, you give them activities to do, but then you inject the resources because people don't understand that the festival is a great way for people to inject a service or a product to a demographic of people that live in the community. Once I hit the corporations with that, they understood it because you got to think, man, corporate America, they want to come to North Omaha. They just didn't know how to do it. So Freedomtainment is that vehicle. We kind of like how the Omaha Community Foundation, how organizations get them money to distribute to other organizations. We just a vehicle for corporations to help us to run their services through Freedomtainment because they couldn't reach the people. And what we do is we highlight insecurities because we don't know what's going on with anybody's household, but we know times is hard because, like you said, they done cut DEI. Trump done froze money on federal and state level. So all the organizations right now is hurting. I don't care who out there, and what organization they running into a financial problem right now. So we've been kind of lucky to see that, a forefront of that. So everything we do, most of the stuff we do have been collaborations since the beginning. Because we didn't build the company off of money. We built it off relationships.
Right.
And we did that because the people have to be able to have something invested in it more than money to benefit the people. And that's what makes this the Freedomtainment more sustainable than the other organizations. You see what I'm saying?
Now with that, you have we know that you were able to benefit from some of this DED money. You're actually one of the success stories of this whole DED 1040 or whatever the bill was named. And I remember talking to you about being able to get some funding to continue what you're doing here, and that the Empowerment Network and people over there kind of helped you navigate through that. And so is that the case? Now that we got you on here, just to ask you straight up, did you get you?
My DED story is hard, man. I ain't gonna lie to you because, I mean, man, look, they helping me, go through the waters now, but I had to go get a lawyer, I had to go talk to Terrell, and because I really didn't understand it, because you got to think, man, for real, we a small organization, and I just really want to do the work, because I'm not over here doing paperwork and all that, I got somebody else to do that because I don't understand it, but the things that we was trying to go through with them, man, it just seemed like it was kind of really muddy after because of the high turnover that they had at the organization that they had. And I think that was a disconnect from the beginning of trying to serve what's going on. Because over at us, we to be honest, we just wanted to buy assets because our original plan was to buy a building and turn it into a conference place and a venue, But since we couldn't do that, what we ended up doing is getting like staging, chairs, tables, all the stuff we was renting to make our overhead go down. And then the stage, that's a money maker right there that's bringing revenue into the organization, so we don't have to depend on these grants. Because
nice.
But also, our money really comes from tourism. It doesn't come from like the African American Unity Fund or the Turnback Tax, or we get a couple of family foundations give us money, But as far as all the other stuff, we get our money, most of our money, from sponsorship and from tourism.
Mm-hmm. That's the way to go, man.
And then us renting out the assets we don't use during the festival. That's what sustains us, But it took us a while to get to that level, and with the help at the DED in the beginning, it was helping us as far as helping us to brand the mission, because we had ended up getting 2 grants from the DED. We had got one from NOSOR, but we had got a tourism grant, and that's the grant that y'all see us. Why y'all like, dang, how this dude everywhere? Because of the tourism money that was invested in the organization for us to be able to bring people into the state. Right. And we've been able to prove that over the years, because even on our slow years, we have like 7,000 people come to the festival.
Wow.
But what really intrigued the people is Level Up, the job and housing thing. Last year, 4,000 people came to it, which was shocking to me, and 1,800 people pre-registered for it. So that just goes to show you how much people love the knowledge of being able to find a job that's going to pay to sustain themselves. Because last year we partnered with Jay Dunn, and we brought in all the trades.
Man, that's huge.
Man, that's what really bumped it up, because we kept telling these kids, and I'm gonna tell them, you don't have to go to college if that's not for you. There's plenty of work out here that's gonna pay you $70,000, $100,000 off the rip. Out of high school, you could be making 70 to 100 grand on a trade and then what I love about the trades is trades also promote entrepreneurship. Let's say you just want to do this for 5, 6, 7 years, learn the trade, go to a journeyman, become an electrician or a plumber, or whatever. Now you can start your own business, man, and then train other people. That's what I like about that guy that does the power, the electric power guy.
Black Power, electric power.
Man, I love dude, man, because I know he on a mission to educate these young kids, into the trades, making sure they could have jobs, compatible jobs. Because you got to think, man, with them destroying the Department of Education, I just think, man, they trying to make people not as educated as they need to be, you know what I mean? Right. So they can not pay attention to all the things that's going on. But yeah, that's been really going. And then we got the partnership with CASA, from South Omaha coming up this year too. And we're gonna do the Unity Fest with them and bring CeeLo Green,
Bro.
Man, I was gonna ask about that.
I was wondering who was behind that. That's what's up.
Yeah, I was gonna get into that.
You gotta think. I want to tell y'all that just over here where we at, we believe that collaboration is what's going to sustain a lot of these organizations coming up. And I just think that if an organization is really serious about sustainability and reaching people, that they're going to have to reach out with other people that kind of do the things that they do, because the funding is getting so short. Who going to keep funding an organization that do the same things that multiple organizations do? Especially when you look at funding and all that, they need data. They want to know if people are really reaching bodies. It's gone are the days where they're gonna give you 50,000 and then you only serving 300 to 400 people, because it don't make no economical sense. But if you can get 2 or 3 organizations together and collaborate on something, then they see the benefit in that, because you reaching multiple people, multiple diversity. Because over here, even though they done got rid of DEI and all that, I believe when, the government get their sense back, that diversity is going to come back, because we know on the grassroots level that is no way that you can't do business with other people that don't look like you. So in order to do that, you have to bring diversity into the equation, because that's what I keep saying is younger people do not see color. So, and they're the ones that's going to, propel the future of what we're doing. So everything
sure.
I do over here, man, I do it for the people that's younger than me, so I can help them with their dreams, their aspirations, and that's really what we still continue to do with Level Up. Level Up's about helping people create opportunity for themselves.
That's what's
Man.
up.
Not
Will
giving
you be
money
doing
to
Level
them,
Up this year?
Yeah, Level Up is August 30th at the Jean Leahy Mall from 11 to 4. Then we doing the children's entrepreneurship market that evening too, from 6 to 9, because we want younger people, man, to get out here, start learning business. And then also while we doing that, we got the Unity Fest with CeeLo. It's gonna be hosted by Felicia Webster. We got Marcos and Guado, the Latino band, gonna be coming up with the mariachi. Then we got Angelique Mitchell and we got Chad Stoner. It's all free.
It's something for everybody.
Go to freedomtainment.com and download a free ticket.
Man, that's quite the show, man. Man, just I got to give you your flowers because even in the context of what we're talking about with the police brutality and just everything that's going on in the community. Even in myself earlier today was thinking about it, and just it's hard not to be angry and feel like burning it all down with this. I'm gonna just be honest. But what you're doing, like the route that you're taking, is probably one of the most impactful and positive, like the most positive things that can be done in this moment. Not only are you bringing finances to the community, not only are you bringing entertainment to the community, but I don't want to gloss over the thing that you said about trades, especially when we're talking about young men getting on the wrong path. I'm hearing it a lot in culture. There's I think a 50,000 deficit of plumbers over the next couple of years. They just closed down Job Corps, so to actually bring in the companies who can hire people directly. I don't think people understand that move. Like, it seems like a very simple, very small thing, but you don't know how many lives you can change by getting a trade, by getting them interested in trades, by getting them, like, those are well paying jobs, very, very good paying jobs.
Yeah,
I know a lot of brothers that were on the wrong path and got into trades, and now they're raising families. They're on the right path. Like, you're doing a very revolutionary thing, and it might seem simple. People might not see it, but you got it. Just keep going, brother. Keep going.
I think people are seeing it now, bro. I think people are seeing it now. Just want to let people know it's 8:02 right now. We're a little bit past the end of the show, so we appreciate you guys hanging tough with us. Definitely hit up Calvin if you got any questions about the shows. Calvin, you want to throw your give me your email address? I'll put it in the chat real quick. What's your email address?
You can email me at freedomtainment@gmail.com, or you could call the office at 531-772-0842.
531-772. What was the last three?
0842.
0842. Okay, cool. Definitely hit them up if you got anything. Any vendor spot opens? You got any more? Or are you all set for vendors and stuff?
See, right now, for real, man, we just working on Level Up in the Unity Fest right now. We closed the books on Juneteenth, like 30 days before it happens.
Right.
But I mean, that's just because for one, we happy to have a lot of interest in it still, because Juneteenth was a challenge this year, because of all the disruption, not in the community, but the disruption, what's going on with the United States,
Yeah.
People knew when Trump came into office, he was going to shake some stuff up, man, but he came in there chopping it off the rip. So, I mean, it made it kind of hard for the people that do the work,
He messed everybody money up for real.
Man.
And like you say, man, I love doing the work now, man. I mean, look, I always told you I wanted to be a capitalist, man, but I ended up loving I love the community so much, man. And I just want it to be successful, and I just want people like us, man, to be able to enjoy our heritage. But I want us to be out here, but don't be crazy, man. I ain't saying you got to be stupid or dumb, but I'm just saying that you need to educate yourself, man, so you can empower yourself, empower your family, man, empower the community. That's what I think we need to do.
That's what you're doing, bro. That's what you're doing. I appreciate you very much for that. It's definitely something that is right up our alley. Like I said, man, when I see the lanes, clearly. I'm gonna keep on talking about these lanes, this freeway that we're building. We're building a freeway, bro, in a big way, man. And you got to have disruptors. You got to have connectors. You got to have upstanders. You got to have people in seats and power. You got to have money behind what you're doing. You got to have communication for it all. I feel like there's a lot going on right now that will help us kind of plow through with the freeway, just like the 75 plow through the north side.
Man,
We can tear some stuff up. So, but we can't do it without what you got going on, man. I have this thing in my I have an organization I built from the time I was young called People in the Sevens, and there's a theory of People in the Sevens theory called the secondary matrix, and it's always, we'll throw an event, but and so you'll get entertained, but you'll also, low key, you're kind of donating to a cause as well at the same event. Because it's not just about us going out there having a bunch of fun. It's about us gathering together, and what can we do when we get together is have these conversations and get behind the cause and so on and so forth. And so you've taken that to a big extreme, man. And I just, like I said, I really appreciate the work that you're doing and that you keep it in North Omaha the way that you have as well. And forced, we've been on the inside of this, so we know that there's been some push to keep it at the Malcolm X Memorial Foundation grounds over the years and really make it happen. And they've been gracious in allowing some of that stuff to happen. But when we think about the grounds over there and all that acreage, we think this thing needs to be activated.
man.
And the biggest activation happens when you do your yearly event. So I love it. I'm happy that they are blossoming as well as an organization. You're blossoming as an organization, and and we can keep this thing. People coming, like you said, come from out of town, World Series, College World Series people, and everything coming from out of town to go to the grounds and really engage and see how people can really get together. So thank you for all your work, bro. For real.
Yeah, man. I just appreciate, like partner, man. I hate that they doing all that building. So you gotta remember we got a space issue, man, because of the people how many people come to the festival,
True.
But that don't mean we don't want you to quit coming. We're gonna figure it out. We want everybody to come out. Everything gonna be free during the day. 12 to 5, you bring your kids, ices, popcorn, hamburgers, hot dogs, pop water, whatever you want, it's gonna be free.
That's what's up,
man.
And then if you come on to the concert later tonight, if you want, we're gonna have Silk, Ha Davis, Bubba Dub, and Skeet Carter. Right now, we're doing tickets 2 for 1 till Monday.
Okay.
You just go on the website. They're gonna be 2 for 1 till Monday, and then we come on back and we're gonna have Silk sing to you later on that night. So
the nasty 90s gonna be in the house. Love it. All them nasty songs. You got just enough time to take them babies home from the daytime activities, take them to the babysitter, and come back for the nasty show. No, I'm just playing. It's good stuff, man. You a genius with that thing too, with bringing them 90s groups in here too, man. I mean, grown folks gonna be in the audience, number one.
Yeah.
And younger folks gonna see what the shows were in the 90s, like it's supposed to be when the music was for real. So so on that tip too, I love it, man.
Well, you got to remember, man, that's intentional, because people always ask why we've never had a problem at Malcolm X at night, And we just hope that, for one, we make it for all ages. During the day, you bring your kids, you bring your grandma, your mom, or whatever you want to do, At night, you come back. If sometimes people come back with their mom and their grandma. So I think that just of that alone, of just, celebrating, being with your kids during the day, and coming back and doing your thing, and being able to celebrate with people, like you say, their parents is there. So it's a different feel at night at them concerts, Even the young ones, when we did the biggest ones we've done, like the Jacquees and the Days Loaf and the Life Jennings and Music Soul Child, those were some of the biggest concerts we did, where we had over 2,000 people at each one of those. And it just seemed like everybody was just having fun, man. People on top of people singing, boy. And that's why we bring them old 90s groups, because we want to make sure that people can enjoy themselves, but we know women love to sing, man.
Hey.
There you go.
Generations full of people. Before I let you go, man, one more question about the tickets. I know it's coming up on the 14th. Everything is going on. Since we got you here, ticket sales going good. Do we need to keep on boosting, letting people know
Well,
what's happening?
we always buy tickets last moment, but we give away a lot of tickets too, man. This is our 5th year, so we gonna give away 500 tickets anyway.
Wow. Okay.
I mean, because for real, man, we would make it all free if we could, man. But the concert really is what sustains us when something gets really low. We have to think like a real business and make sure that we got streams of revenue. If not, we won't even be able to have the festival. But we just want to let y'all know that we done put measurements in place to make sure no matter what, if we just don't get not one dime from anybody, that we're going to be able to have a festival regardless without one dime from anybody.
Still getting paid. That's what's up. Appreciate
that. Yeah, they getting paid. They didn't come for a nickel.
that part.
Remember that? Yeah, I'm looking at that $100 VIP. I'm gonna have to get my VIP on this year, bro. It's gonna be fun.
Hey,
yeah,
bro, man.
All right, man.
Also, man, if we're gonna give y'all some tickets to give away to some of y'all contestants, man. I mean, to y'all listeners.
Appreciate it, man.
And
I heard it here.
You get you 6 of your listeners together, man. Get you 6 people. You figure out how you want to do it. You gonna go with me later today. I'm gonna give you 6 general admission tickets, man. And then I'm gonna tell you this: when we do CeeLo Green, y'all can go ahead and give away 2 VIP experience packages. I done gave away a contest I did this week because CeeLo Green's birthday was last week, and when I did that, we did a package to where we're gonna do a meet and greet with CeeLo Green, give him a front row seats, to the concert. We're gonna let y'all do the same thing, man, because we know y'all reach a lot of people, and probably reach the people that listen to CeeLo. So, y'all go ahead and do that, and then you contact me. Then we'll just make it happen because we want to make sure that the people in the community, enjoy it. And this gonna be downtown. This will be our second concert downtown. The first one was Jacquees and Carl Thomas.
Yeah.
That one was crazy, man. Had kids all in the trees, all on everywhere, man. But it was pretty fun, man. Being the first people to do a concert down at the Gene Leahy Mall. That was pretty exciting.
I love it. I love what you got going on, man. That's really real. Tamika Renee is in the chat saying, thank you for putting this event on. I love it. 2 years ago, we took our daughter's husband's family to the concert. They're from Chicago and was so impressed. Yeah, man, it's a big deal. It's a big deal. RJ said, ain't gonna be no Key Sweat type situation.
Nah, man.
That was not Freedomtainment.
You ain't got to worry. If the only problem we gonna have is if somebody don't show up. That's not gonna be on me, man. But we don't have a money problem over here.
Yeah, for those of you who don't know, Key Sweat came in town a few years back, and the promoter that brought him out didn't have loot or all the way or something happened. But Key Sweat was on stage calling people out like, "You gonna make sure you got my money?" And I was just like, wow, that's rough. That's rough. But we've been watching Brother Williams with his company do things a different way, and everybody get taken care of, even if it means he don't eat. I remember that first year.
I just want to say this too. What you're saying is true. You got to remember, I didn't pay myself for 3 years.
Right.
I didn't get paid till last year. I might not get paid this year, but I'm telling you, man, the money ain't, I hate to say this, it ain't important to me no more. I got another company, White Rhino. We got plenty of accounts out here. I've been doing shows for over 25 years. I mean,
right.
And that's why the talent has gone up like it is, because it's built off my relationships. And hopefully, Juneteenth could never go back. Like I said, I'm still looking for somebody that I can pass this on to, man, that's gonna be smarter than me, and they'll be able to put their spin on it. So then I'll be able to be in the audience, as a spectator.
Right.
That's really the end game to this.
Okay, man. I feel that we got a plan for succession, they call it. So I love that. I appreciate that. And I know you'll find the right person to carry the torch, because you got a good grasp on your lane. You said one thing earlier too about the DED situation, that we can say the same thing. First of all, our stories are very similar with the DED stuff. But one thing it did help us do is tighten up our own reason for doing things, our own story, our own mission statement. and all the things that we needed to really, by the time you get done dealing with all them applications and all that, you know exactly why you're there. So I think you got your mission has always been very clear. Your plan's been very clear, and now you even got some language and wording because of having to deal with the DED on what that clarity is. So I predict you'll have a good, easy time finding somebody who aligns with what you're trying to do that you can pass the torch to, and we'll always continue to work with you and whoever you got coming next with that, bro. So
yeah, I want to say this too, that like you said, that I don't want to put no blame on the DED. They doing their job, and what they did is help me tighten my business up. Because
right.
if I want to be taking federal funds, if I want to be taking state money, I'm gonna lie, I wish I didn't take it, but since I don't know, it just made me tighten my business up because I know that I need them as a partner to be able to help the community, and I'm willing to sacrifice that, whatever that takes, to make sure that I can funnel some money into the community, because you can't do nothing nonprofit, for business, for profit without no finances.
You got to do it all. Hear that? We said the same thing, man. It's been tough dealing with the DED, this whole situation, but at least it helped us tighten up what we needed to tighten up. Use it as an exercise, and I very seriously am going to be tapping them again now that we have gone through all this education on how to do it. So, sure we can relate on that. I'll see you at the show, bro. Like I said, really appreciate you coming on the show. We'll have you back again right before the job event that you have, the jobs event.
Then maybe I can get CeeLo, man, to come on, because
look, don't play with my emotions, bro. Don't play.
I'm just
don't
saying,
play
man. CeeLo, he surprised me. I mean, how I met him. I mean, you wouldn't even believe the story if I told you, but I mean, I guess I got a couple minutes.
Man, go on, tell the story.
I was doing production on I'm the road manager for Twister, so Twister called me to do a show, and he said, "Man, we going to the Bahamas," and so we went to do Rock the Bells. And it was CeeLo was on there, Goody Mob, E40, Busta Rhymes. I mean, anybody you can think of, man. I seen some of the greatest shows for real. Yeah. And I seen CeeLo. He had performed with Goody Mob, and then Method Man and Redman, they didn't make the boat. So he came back that night and he sung, man. I said, whoa. I said, man, this dude can really sing, man. I was talking to his manager. And CeeLo said, man, he said, I've been to Omaha. He said, my wife's sister's from there. I said, man, get out of here. And he said, I said, man, would you come to Omaha to do a free show? Because I was thinking, man, this dude got 5 Grammys, and
come on, man.
He done been nominated 18 times. So, I mean, I'm thinking he going to want like 200,000 or something. I said, look, man, I said, my name is Calvin. I said, I know people talk to you all the time, but I said, man, I want you to come to Omaha and do a free show. I said, would that be something you'd be interested in? He said, man, that's when he said, I love Omaha. He said, I go there all the time.
Come on, man.
He said he's friends with Dave Chambers. Wow. He brought up Dave Chambers and a couple other people that live in Omaha. And I said, man, let's do it. Then I ended up getting a little bit of money from Google. I flew out to DC to talk to Google. I said, man, how would y'all feel about doing a free concert and bringing communities together, like African Americans and Latino people? They said, you can do that? They said those organizations really don't mess with each other. I said, man, I got a homeboy that do Cinco de Mayo. And man, that lady flew out here. She wrote me a $50,000 check. She said, cover the CeeLo Green. And she was right. And it was all history, man. I called CeeLo on the phone. He said, man, send me a deposit, and boom.
Man.
And that's how it was because of the work I do with Twister, man. And I tell people, man, that dude has turned me on to so many things. He changed my life, man. And then with Freedomtainment changing my life and the community, I mean, I feel like when somebody say, man, that they could have a different life, man. I could be somebody out there that been, doing crime or whatever, man. Because, when I was younger, I had a lot of crazy thoughts in my head. But music really saved my life, music and then education, Metro, UNO, family housing, man. Those are the people that built the foundation of what I do. especially
Wow.
Teresa Hunter over there. She taught me a lot about giving back, man.
Who's that? Who'd you say?
Teresa Hunter from Family Housing.
Okay.
She was the first one to give me a job in nonprofit as an intern. I was her executive assistant. And that's how I learned the business of nonprofit, of how to cut through the red tape. Because I used to answer the tenant service hotline, and people used to call. They be homeless, but they can't get no money for their rent or for their whatever because they don't have an address. So that made me think, man, we need to just. I started doing concerts and then just donating the money to FAST so they could just give it to people. That was my first thing in there. I did a Christmas thing where we, sponsored 2 families, gave them $1,800 a piece, bought them all Christmas gifts and food.
That was the start.
That was the start.
Bro, I didn't know that. I didn't know that part of your story, and I'm so happy to hear that. It goes right along with you've been on mission this whole time, bro. Been on mission this whole time.
And that's when I learned that, look, you have to know, you have to care about other people other than yourself, man, to be successful.
That's right.
That's why I empower everybody around me, man, because I'm not the smartest person out here. But my team, man, is the one that make me look like I got some sense.
Well, hey,
people around me,
you can say that about any leader, bro. Whoever it is, it ain't never them. It's them and their team, and that's what it is. Tony Johnson in the chat said this brother needs to be the one spearheading and leading economic development in North Omaha. You and your team got together on that, man. Then we probably would make a lot more progress. I mean, to me, a lot of the economic development that's happening in North Omaha is because of you and your team. So, especially in the direction that we're going. So, man, keep doing the good work, bro. We always got your back. We always down to help. Always down to do whatever we can do. And that's really what's up, man. I really, really, really appreciate your work. Buddy's back. I don't know what happened to you, bro, but I'm glad you're back.
Yeah. So, I said,
glad
man,
to be back. Sorry.
I appreciate everything, man. I appreciate the platform, and I want to work with anybody, man, that want to, help the people in North Omaha, because for one, we the minority now. If people don't know it,
right,
we the minorities, and I just believe that if we don't try to educate people, teach people about the culture, when it's gone, who's gonna be here left? Because North Omaha what is North Omaha gonna look like in 15 years?
Man,
the
keep
thing
saying
that
it.
my sponsors talk to me about, and the people that give me money, is what are you doing that they can see 5 years from now? I want people to think about that. What are you doing that can impact the community, not you, 5 to 10 years from now, that'll still be here?
Yeah, feel that. Appreciate you, bro. We will hopefully we'll be here in 5 years with you, rolling right along and with the plan. So that's what's up, man. Again, well, like I said, we'll have you back right before the jobs event that you got coming on, and we'll just keep in touch, man. Keep having you back to keep having this discussion. I love that this is on a Friday. It's our love supreme day, man. We always like to talk about the arts and the entertainment and the things that's going on. Being art soldiers out here in this war, and you're a general as far as I'm concerned on that front in a big way.
I'm just behind the scenes, man. Well, I want to stay behind the scenes doing the work, because it seems like when you get out there and get political, man, things get changed. But like I said, man, I live in North Omaha. I'm gonna die here, man. So I want to make sure that it's that my legacy, man, is that I left it better than when I seen it.
There you go.
There you go. We got lanes for the political side, bro. We need lanes for the joy side as well. You that lane, so that's what's up. Appreciate you. All right, we're gonna let you go, bro, so we can get on out of here. Appreciate you. We'll talk soon, man. All right, peace. All right, man. It's always a pleasure to talk to that brother, for real,
man.
Yeah, I know RG and Black Dynamite. Full 2-hour shows. We are keeping it loose. We only got a few more shows in this season. As a matter of fact, our season is over on the 14th, so it's definitely coming up. And we're gonna try to get as many as we can. We might go late on a few things because of the fact that we still got some guests that we need to kind of cram in here before this season is over in a real way. We've been trying to work those out. So yeah, we might even end up having 2 guests a show and go a little past. So I appreciate you guys who keep on asking for it, wanting us to do that, and are good with us doing that. So yeah, we just really appreciate it, man, for real. Don't forget, we got that special event happening on Monday. We're going to be in the evening this time, Monday at 4 p.m. on June the 9th. We're going to have the final show of the season with the Senators Cipher. And so they'll be talking about everything that went down. They just wrapped on the session, on this latest session. You can see they took their group picture, wrapped on the latest session there. And they'll be there to talk to us about that. Senator Terrell McKinney, Senator Ashley Spivey, put some respect on their names. Final show of the season, final Senator Cipher, Monday, June 9th at 4 p.m. Put it on your calendars and get ready and get set up for that. And hopefully we'll have some other special guests that morning on Monday as well. We don't have anything confirmed quite yet, but we are working on having that special guest come on through. So that's what's up. Yeah, still working on Ricky Smith. Always, bro. Always trying to find some time there. I also want to speak to hopefully we'll be able to speak to County Commissioner Rogers as well. So uh this is something we've been working on kind of all season, and hopefully we'll be able to get through that. And yeah, man, and it'll be coming up, the what we call space is the place. We'll be talking a lot about what's going on now that we're inside Omaha, what our space is here, what our place is as well. Now that this season, the ballot and the bullet will be wrapping up shortly. So yeah, man, start thinking about that when you see articles in Mind and people talking about affordable housing and all kinds of stuff. Throw that in Friends of First Sky Omaha, because we're going to be really digging deep this round on all things spaces, not just housing, but everything about what our place is here. And what Brother Williams just talked about North Omaha. What's North Omaha look like now, let alone 5 years?
That's the big thing. We got into the first time around when we did the space as a place. We were heavy on the Afrofuturism. I think that was around the time when Black Panther was, bubbling. Like we were in that mental space, and I think that's a big part of it. Like you said, what Brother Calvin said, let's dare to envision a future where we exist. Dare to envision a future where we are present, where we are thriving, because that's what it's going to take to manifest that future. So again, big shout out to Brother Calvin Williams and the work that he's doing, and big shout out to all of you for your continued support.
Tamika Renee in the chat, state of emergency town hall today at 5:45 at the Essential Gathering Place. We talked about this a little earlier, so definitely keep that in mind. This is something to go to, something to check out. Essential Gathering Place, 5001 North 42nd Street in Omaha. Come on down. This is a call to action for our people of color who reside in Douglas County. We used to say North Side. Now we say in Douglas County because we realize we're everywhere to discuss strategic planning. So come on through, put your voice in. Shout out to North Omaha Community Partnership and Tamika Renee for all the work that you do as well. Soldier in the game in a big way. Just really, really appreciate all the stuff that you put in, all the work that you do as well. And don't forget, man, whatever you can do too, man. This City View tenants. I was really worried about this. I started feeling bad. I started being like, man, we just spoke out. We'd been a part of calling out the conditions at City View, and it was with the goal of City View coming and fixing those conditions for the tenants. Nothing's getting fixed. They're actually shutting down and kicking them out. But shout out to all these organizations that are going to help them move, and not just help them move, but help them get into some new housing and so on. Mm-hmm. So they're not just throwing out on the street because City View got to shut down or whatever City View is doing. So shout out to all these organizations here, man. Reimagine, North Omaha Community Partnerships, Metro Housing Collaborative, even OHA is gonna help people get to another place. So that's happening Monday, June 9th, which is coming up Monday, 12 to 3. Also Tuesday, the 10th, from 10 a.m. to 1 p.m. So if you need more information on that, there's an email address here, referrals@metrohousingcollaborative.com. Hit them up and get the information you need there.
Yeah, shout out to Sister Tamika in the chat.
Man, shout out. I'm so happy that you're here today with this. Like I said, man, Soldier general in the game as well. Pop says, great week of shows. Thank you guys. The good you are doing for the community is immeasurable. Love you and see you on Monday. Appreciate you, Pops. Appreciate you, buddy. You got some words for the people? What you thinking?
Yeah, I'm glad you mentioned the City View situation. We're, of course, as you mentioned, next season, space is a place, so we'll continue to look and kind of revisit that situation. I mean, that season will be starting within, I guess, a little over a month and a half. So that will still be fresh as far as the housing situation. So we'll continue to look at that. I also saw the twins from HGTV will be coming in Omaha for some housing things. There's also a report coming out recently about a new major development as far as housing in Omaha. I think you posted that in Friends of Paul. So yeah, we'll definitely be talking about a lot of housing things coming up next season and keeping our minds on that. So I'm glad we got to touch on that before we get out of here. 3 more episodes. I had to look. 3 more episodes left in this season. 1 more week. That's it.
Yeah,
that's it. So it's gonna be over before we know it. But yeah, make sure you catch us next week. We got some special things in suit, starting with a special Senator Cypher. So looking out for that. And last but not least, before we get out of here, I did want to touch on something that has been kind of happening in headlines I've been coming across and we haven't talked about. But the ICE situation has been ramping up, and we're going to have to talk about that as well, as far as spaces and places and what spaces and places are being raided, what spaces and places are people being sent to. Because this thing is picking up not just nationwide, but in our own backyard. I've seen several reports of ICE officers and ICE agents raiding local restaurants or raiding local businesses, just really swinging down that oppressive hammer. And then, of course, I don't know if you've seen what happened in Minneapolis earlier this week with thousands and thousands of well, not thousands and thousands, but several thousand or hundreds individuals. Actually, I believe 20,000 or so National Guards will be deployed to help with this mass deportation situation. And if any what happened in Minneapolis is any indication, then yeah, we're going to have to continue talking about this, and not just in Minneapolis, but also in Omaha. It has been reported that speaking of the Douglas County Sheriff's Office, Douglas County jail and ICE have been in conversations about holding ICE detainees in these areas. So not only do we know that the Douglas County Sheriff's Office have special operations, deploying them in our communities, looking for guns and looking for, quote unquote crime, let's say that, but also, anybody who might be deemed an alien, illegal alien, undocumented, undesirable, man, just enemy of the state. Let's call it what it is going to be under pressure as well. So again, a lot of policing in our community. Stay vigilant, stay ready, stay informed, and catch the same time, same place as we are continue to talk about it.
Please do. A couple things that don't want to gloss over real quick. RG, missed that. I missed what Miss Michelle Moreno said. I don't know if I can find that. Give us the gist of what she said there. Michelle, if you're still in the chat, let us know. He says we shouldn't gloss over what Michelle Moreno said a little bit ago about DCSO on North 30th this morning. I'm sorry I missed that. Yeah, let us know.
Missed that as well.
Yeah, if you could. Also, Sean McCarthy's got a haps for us. He said tonight is at the Harvester Lofts in Council Bluffs. There's a ton of musicians and poets who are raising money for a new wheelchair for poet Tracy Schatt.
Man, okay.
Tracy Schatt is a friend of First Guy Omaha, Chad Chimer supporter, and poet, and love Supreme Soldier. We love her. We love Trace. Sean McCarthy, if we can't make that event, is there some kind of cash app or something like that we can put on our friends on our First Guy Omaha page in order to help people donate for her a chair? I'd love to be a part of that situation there. For those of us that can't make it, if you can dig that up for us, put it in Friends of First Guy Omaha, or you can shoot it to me personally, and we'll definitely see what we can do about helping her out there. So that's what's up.
Yeah.
If you are around that area, I highly suggest you go check out the Harvester Lofts. As an artist, I kind of went around looking at spaces in Omaha and in Council Bluffs that were geared towards artists, and Harvester Lofts is a pretty dope place for sure. So definitely check that out if you happen to be out and about and over there, and you want to see some musicians and poets and people get down in support of Trace. We love her. So yeah, man, please. Oh, Michelle Moreno's back. She says, yeah, I just passed them by Baker's. He was in an SUV Douglas County Sheriff's vehicle. Okay, so we got people in the streets peeping where the sheriff is out in North Omaha, still doing what they're doing. Nothing's changed on their agenda right now, except for they might not get the money to expand, but they still out here on these jump out missions.
Man,
still out here.
Speaking of that, Tuesday, you have the opportunity to speak up against the county commission in their attempt to, fund this whole special operations gang unit or whatever. And there is a call to action to come out and speak out against it. Again, June 10th, that's Tuesday, as you see on your screen at 9 a.m. Chambers 8, the legislative chambers, 1819 Farnham Street. Yeah, check it out. Check it out. They've already put a pause on it, but this is the opportunity to hit the cancel button altogether.
There you go. So there you go. We had thanks again for allowing us to stay late past the agreed upon time that we were going to get out of here, but definitely had some very important things to continue to discuss. And yes, fellas, we were looking at going back to 2 hours on the next season. So not that it's going to stop y'all from asking for 3 hours when we do, but
that part.
Yeah, but we'll do what we can. We do kind of feel a little bit like we're squeezed and pressed for time when it comes to some of these discussions, and with the guests too. I hate rushing. Our style is not to rush the guest off. Give me a couple sound bites and get off. It's not our style. So we usually go late because we're allowing the guests to speak their mind and get to know the guests as well in our style. So yeah, we were going to go back to spend a little bit more time in these mornings, Monday, Wednesday, Friday. And yeah, man, it's going down. Next season is going to be great. We got some other changes coming for next season. So stay tuned for that. Also, don't forget, Buddy's going to be in town here pretty soon. So look for a Chat Chimers kickback date coming up. And we're solidifying Content Creators Camp coming in July. So we'll be giving you information all through June about how to sign up, about where it's going to be at, the time frames and everything else. And we're working diligently on a lot of that, the curriculum and everything that we need to really kind of go part 2 with this content creator cap, citizen journalism training that we got going on here. So it's going down in a real way. So yeah, stay tuned for that. This summer's going to be hot on top of all the other things that's going on this summer. We got some things coming too. So hopefully we'll do a little living alive with one another this time around. And that's what's up. Appreciate it. Mayor Sanchez says to like and subscribe over there on YouTube. And if you're on Facebook, do us a favor, share the show on your page. It's real easy to do. You can share the show, get as many people checking out the show, old shows. If you do, now that Facebook got this new policy where they're going to delete your videos after 30 days, to see previous shows, you're going to have to go to YouTube and watch previous shows. But you'll be able to see them on Facebook for at least 30 days. And we appreciate all the Facebook people. Kind of realize there's still a lot of people watching on Facebook. So we can't exactly slide away. Yeah, thank you. Appreciate it very much. Don't forget, we have 4:00 drop for the weekly wrap. If you haven't signed up, I'll go ahead and put that link in the chat again for you as well to sign up to the weekly wrap. Definitely check it out. To your email box really is the way to go when it comes to these algorithms. So fight the algorithm, sign up for the weekly wrap, and get ready for the 4:00 drop today as well. Take care of yourselves. Have a great weekend. Shout out to the Omaha Tribe elders for allowing us to be on this land and speak while we're here. Shout out to our elders for allowing us to speak before you. And shout out to you, the Chat Chimers, with all this great information, all this great discussion, your suggestions, your great comments, your great questions, all the information that you give us as well. HAPS. This is really a conversation with all. We're not presenting everything all the time. This is a presentation by all of us. So I really, really appreciate it. All the work that you guys do to stay with us and keep coming back and continue the conversation in the form of all the great comments and stuff that you guys have. So that's what's up. What's up? Appreciate it.
It's an interesting idea, RG.
What you talking about?
He says, we could always hit 2 birds with 1 stone, and we could get an informal Chat Chimer kickback at one of the Untamed Sunday events. I like the idea.
I like the idea a lot. Man. Yeah. Okay. That's what's up. That's really what's up. Yeah, let's definitely do that. I'm anxious to see what can be done over there. Assembly of the Saints got so much stuff going on over there, man. It's crazy. So yeah. I was encouraged yesterday when I went and used the podcast studio over there and was like, okay, yeah, I'm starting to get some ideas how we can collab around here for real. So good idea. Yeah, we'll definitely check into it. All right, man. We're gonna get out of here for real this time. How you feeling, buddy? You good?
Yeah, man. Sorry about that drop off, man. Have some tech stuff over here on that side. Tech be teching, but we here. We gonna do the thing. We're gonna keep going. Again, 3 episodes left in the season. Catch the same time, same place. Meantime, between time, let's get up out of here, Paul. Peace.
By the way, Vanglorious. This is protected by the red, the black, the green.